How are you getting on? I want to talk about a marketing idea that I'm going to bet that most B2B marketers have never heard of because it comes primarily from B2C. But it is one that you're going to want to know because it has application right now. And here's the kicker. When I tell you what it's called, you're never going to forget it because it's the coolest named thing in all of marketing. Are you ready? It is the vampire effect, right? Now, what is the vampire effect? In advertising, when celebrities are used, which by all accounts happens like a quarter of the time, there is an outcome where the ad campaign can do really well from a metrics point of view, but brand recall can actually be lower after the campaign. What's happening is that the celebrity, who is very well known and easy to remember, ends up being the thing that is remembered. But because there's no logical connection between that celebrity and the brand or product or service, then that's all the audience remembers and the brand is not associated with it and awareness does not increase as a result. In essence, the celebrity sucks the life out of the campaign, hence the name. And one way of thinking about this is an example like the difference between Serena Williams being sponsored by Adidas and Snoop Dogg being sponsored by Solo Stove. Yes, it's a great way of getting awareness, but do you connect the two of them logically? Probably not. So what does this have to do with B2B marketing? Well, if you haven't noticed, the influencers are here and they're not going anywhere. And there is a very similar pitfall that can come and already comes for a lot of brands right now, where you can find someone who has great reach, a very big audience, but if you don't make sure their message or the content they're producing has some alignment with you and what you're offering, you can end up being a great platform for them to boost their awareness and grow their audience, and you can end up getting nothing in return. The vampire effect is not exactly an empirically studied thing, but you can understand how easily it can happen. And one good way of thinking about this in B2B is how many times have you seen people bring a very big name person onto their podcast to talk about something they've talked about on everybody else's podcast? Great way of amplifying their message, but without connecting it back, you may not remember that podcast at all, and you end up just remembering the person that was on it. So when you're starting out your influencer strategy, make sure that you're not just going for eyeballs and reach, because reach is not the same as resonance. Brand awareness is where people learn more about you, deepen their understanding of you, and ideally eventually put you into their consideration set. And that only comes from seeding messages in their minds. Vampire effect. Pretty cool, right?